Good evening. What's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? A great day and exciting, and I would say another exciting day in college football. Some top 5 upsets, not top 10 upsets, but top 5 upsets. Georgia in trouble. Georgia on the bubble. Miami in trouble. Now Georgia's on the bubble, but Miami is definitely in trouble. They might not even make it to the ACC championship game. So a couple of upsets today. One probably more upsetting than the other. I think the Miami loss is more significant than the Georgia loss. Even though Georgia they got their cage rattled today, but at the same time, I think Miami has a more significant loss. If you ask me and everything, but. Needless to say, Alabama Roll Tide, steamroll the LSU Tigers. Jalen Milroe, being Jalen Milroe, Alabama came in Death Valley and put in work on the Tigers, and also there are only two big teams that are two big teams that are undefeated in college football that are ranked. I think that would be Indiana. And also Oregon, which is the #1 team in the country. But needless to say, let me go ahead and get into the scores, stats, some situations and commentaries, and the SEC champion. Like the SEC conference is one whole big mess up right now, quote unquote. It is I would say a gridiron clusterfuck. I think that's probably as best that I could put it, a gridiron clusterfuck right now. So the SEC is straight wild. But let's go ahead and get to the scores, stats, and things of that nature. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this thing real quick, y'all. So this is a very interesting, and also Pittsburgh just been upset. We have another upset with Pittsburgh, them being upset too. Which has quote unquote, I would say college football playoffs, bowl implications and conference implications as well. So let me go ahead and hit the refresh button on here real quick, and let's go ahead and go on down to the scores, and provided by ESPN.com. College football. Those are the scores, and let's go ahead and get to the commentaries and the scores and box scores and highlights and things of that nature. So, Army. Oh, I forgot. Army undefeated. I forgot. Army. Yeah, Army. That's the third team that's relatively undefeated. Number 25. Army 14. North Texas Mean Green 3. For the Army, Bryson Daly 15 yards passing, 1 interception. But check this out though. Bryson Daly 153 yards rushing. He got 2 touchdowns on it. So, yeah, you might have 15 yards passing, but guess what? Their rush came in and killed them 2 touchdowns. Kenye Udo, 65 yards. Noah Short, 41 yards, but no touchdowns in that department. And also, they got 1 sack today for the Army. That's really all they needed. For the North Texas Mean Green, Chandler Morris, 214 yards passing, 2 interceptions. Yep. Army came in, capitalized off them interceptions, and guess what? No touchdowns at all. And they only got 1 sack. So congratulations to the Army. Yes, y'all got that energy, man. Moving on up, Clemson, Virginia Tech. Congrats to the Army Black Knights. Y'all got the energy. Clemson came in the season, started off a little rough against Georgia. Everybody thought Georgia was going to steamroll through the season. Nope, not quite yet. But Clemson, 24. Virginia Tech, 14. Clay Klubnik, he went clubbing today. 211 yards passing for Clemson, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Phil Mafah, 26 carries, 128 yards. Mafah put in work. TJ Moore, touchdown. Jake Bringingstool, 1 touchdown. Cole Turner, 1 touchdown for Clemson. And also 1 sack for Clemson as well. Now, Virginia Tech, Kyron Drones, 150 yards passing, 1 interception. And Colin Schlee, 73 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception for Colin Schlee for Virginia Tech. And on Aiden Green, 1 touchdown reception for the Virginia Tech Hokies. And they got 4 sacks today. But guess what? All that defense, but couldn't really generate no offense off that whole thing. Man, so congratulations to the Tigers. Y'all really got that energy. Moving on up, Colorado, Dion. They're moving on up. Listen, if Colorado wins out, guess what? Hold on. This is crazy right here. Colorado, I'm not going to lie. I knew Colorado would have a good record, but I didn't think Colorado would go to the Big 12 championship. Deion Sanders, his 2nd year, and dude making noise already. Last year, what they ranked? I think they were ranked last year, but guess what? They wasn't ranked this year at the beginning. Now, they went out there, they came up there, they went in there, and guess what? They're number 20 in the country. Deion Sanders and them Buffaloes, yeah, they might be going to the Big 12 championship, believe it or not. So, with Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, Shallow Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, probably top 5, top 10 pick, 1st round pick. Travis Hunter, potential Heisman Trophy candidate. And, you know, they project that he may win the Heisman Trophy. Yeah, and you know what? Someone like Travis Hunter, he's one of those Charles Woodson guys. You know, it's very rare that you see a defensive player win the Heisman Trophy. But I honestly think between Ashton Gentry and Travis Hunter, one of those guys could win the Heisman. Jalen Milroe, he's had too many losses. He's had too many hiccups in games. But, you know, Jalen Milroe, he probably still be a 1st round pick. But at the same time, let me go ahead and get on back to the scores next. I just want to get some mentions to that whole thing. Moving on with Colorado, 41, Texas Tech 27. Colorado, Colorado out here making noise out here, y'all. I'm letting y'all know right now. Them boys out here raking the shop right now. But Colorado, 41, Texas Tech 27. Shedeur Sanders for Colorado, 291 yards, 3 touchdowns passing. Shedeur, and he also got a rushing touchdown as well. So he got 4 touchdowns on the day. Now, Travis Hunter, a touchdown, 99 yards. LaJohntay Wester, a touchdown reception, 82 yards receiving. Will Shepard, a touchdown, 79 yards receiving. And their defense, 7 sacks on Texas Tech. So the defense and the offense came in to Texas Tech. This is Patrick Mahomes' boy, alma mater. But yeah, 7 sacks today as well. They came in like game busters. Now, Texas Tech 27. Baron Morton, 270 yards, 75 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. But Taj Brooks, 137 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. Jalen Conyers for Texas Tech, 50 yards receiving, but 2 touchdowns. And Josh Kelly got 106 yards receiving as well, and three sacks. But Colorado, too much for Texas Tech, and they beat them on the road. This was crazy about it. And they 5-1 in the conference. So, like I said, Colorado number 20, y'all got their energy. Colorado, hey, more than likely, is only 2 or 3 games left for this year. So Colorado might be going to the Big 12 championship, man. So, hey, Deion out there making noise for them Buffaloes. So, not only that, if Deion stays, he can get those recruits. And you know, if he chooses to go to the NFL somewhere else, he can do it. But at the same time, I can see Deion staying. But at the same time, if he leave, I can see him leaving too. But so congratulations to the Buffaloes. Y'all got their energy. Moving on up to the Jayhawks, 45. Iowa State, 36. Now, upset. The Jayhawks pulled the upset. No, I'm sorry. Wrong mistake. Hold on. My bad. Wait, hold on. Let me do this again, y'all. Let me hit the refresh button right here. Something else popped up on me, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me enter that here. Yeah, enter that here real quick. Now, moving on up, Texas Tech. Now, enough said. Virginia beating Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, they were on the roll. Virginia, 24. Pittsburgh 19. Also, there was a game. There was an interception at the end of the game too. At the end of the 4th quarter for Pittsburgh. But Virginia pulling off an upset against ranked opponent Pittsburgh. But Virginia, they were unranked, went in and beat Pittsburgh. Now, For Virginia, Anthony Calandria, 143 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions for Virginia. Xavier Brown, 68 yards for 1 touchdown. Kobe Pace, 52 yards, 1 touchdown. 2 rushing touchdowns for Virginia. Xavier Brown also got a touchdown reception as well. And they got 3 sacks on Pittsburgh. So Virginia 24, Pittsburgh 18. Eli Holstein for Holstein for Pittsburgh, 121 yards passing, no touchdowns, and no interception. But Nate Yarnell, 44 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Turn the ball over. Again, turn that ball over and y'all at home. You turn the ball over against Virginia. Virginia had them ears pinned back. Daniel Carter for Pittsburgh, 1 touchdown. And also Gavin Bartholomew, 1 touchdown for Pittsburgh. And they got 6 sacks. So Pittsburgh did Pittsburgh got 6 sacks today. So they came out playing hard, but Virginia made a lot of mistakes, the interceptions, and they capitalized off of it. So congratulations to the Virginia Cavaliers. Y'all got that energy to beat Pittsburgh. So Virginia did beat Pittsburgh. Now, Kansas, unranked Kansas, beating Iowa State. I'm sorry, Kansas beating Iowa State, y'all. Them boys came in there and Kansas beat Iowa State, and Iowa State was already ranked too. Iowa State, man, they went in and got beat by Kansas. Again, another unranked team being a ranked team. This is unranked team beating a ranked team. Number 2. I got another one for y'all too later on. But Iowa State, Rocco Beck, 383 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception for Iowa State. Carson Hansen, 48 yards, 1 touchdown. Jalen Noel for Iowa State, 167 yards passing, and 2 touchdown receptions. Jalen Jackson, 27 yards, 1 touchdown, and no sacks. But the Kansas Jayhawks, man, they played like the basketball team today. Jalen Daniels for the Jayhawks, 295 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Devin Neal, 116 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns. And Jalen Daniels with the rushing touchdown as well, 68 yards rushing as well. Quentin Skinner, Luke Grimm, both with the touchdown reception for the Jayhawks, and also they got 3 sacks. So congratulations to the Kansas Jayhawks with the upset of the Iowa State Cyclones. Y'all got their energy. Moving on, Boise State, 21. Boise State, man, they straight balling too. I think Boise State might have lost a game, but I get into that in a second. Boise State, 28, Nevada, 21. Boise State, Ashton Gentry, Heisman Trophy candidate. Heisman Trophy candidate Ashton Gentry. Boise State winning at home, 28-21 for the Nevada Wolfpack, 21. Brandon Lewis, 188 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Marcus Belling, 44 yards passing, 1 touchdown for Nevada. Brandon Lewis also with the rushing touchdown, and also James Smith, Caleb Rumsure, Marcus Belling, Jalen Smith, Caleb Rumsure with the touchdown reception as well. And Sean Donalds, 3 fumbles today. And they got no sacks. But Boise State, the boys came through again. Maddox Matson, 119 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Ashton Gentry, that big time Heisman Trophy dude. Ashton Gentry, 209 yards passing. 209 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns for Ashton Gentry. Oh boy, came through again. I'm telling you, them Heisman numbers racking up. Matt Lauder, 61 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. They really don't matter because Ashton Gentry came through like gangbusters and put up stats on them boys. And the Broncos had 2 sacks today. But congratulations to the Boise State Broncos and the Kansas Jayhawks. Y'all got that energy, man. Now, on to Alabama and LSU, or Alabama and Louisiana. It was what the Alabama, fans call them. They call them Louisiana. Louisiana. Well, Louisiana, don't matter who it is, because they did play like Louisiana today. Alabama, the Jalen Milroe show was tonight. It's relatively worth the price of admission. Number 11 Alabama, 42. Number 15 LSU, 13. They ain't gonna be number 15 no more. They might be like no ranking. No, I'm just kidding. They gonna drop all the way down though, but that's cool too though. Jalen Milroe, 109 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions, no passing touchdowns, and no interceptions. But guess what though? He got 185 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. Richard Young and Justice Haynes with the touchdown reception themselves. Guess what? Alabama got no passing touchdowns, and they got 2 sacks. Alabama came in LSU and put up numbers on them boys, man. And then LSU 13, Garrett Nussmeier, 239 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Caden Durham, 63 yards, no touchdown, no rushing touchdowns. And at the end of the game, end of the fourth quarter, Kyron Lacey, 79 yards, 1 touchdown. They came at the very end of the game, like a minute or something left. They really didn't matter. I mean, it's just more so just go ahead and let them score, just for a consolation prize. So congratulations to the Alabama Crimson Tide, number 11. Y'all got their energy. I get to the updated rankings later on. But let's go ahead and move on to Michigan and Indiana. Guess what? Indiana still undefeated. Yep, Indiana. Yeah, I'm sorry. Notre Dame. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Notre Dame, Florida State. Now, Marcus Freeman. Hey, old boy gonna keep his job after that loss to Northern Illinois State or Northern Illinois, something like that this year. But Florida State 3, Florida State, they might be looking for another coach. I ain't gonna even lie. Brock Glenn or Florida State 3, Notre Dame 52. You talking about, man, they're doing a whole bunch of push-ups. They gonna be so out there, all them push-ups they don't have to do today up in South Bend. Brook Glenn, Florida State, 51 yards, no touchdown. 2 interceptions against Notre Dame in South Bend, but stop. Lawrence Tofield, 77 yards rushing, no touchdowns. And no receiving touchdowns as well. I don't even want to get into, the other stats for Florida State. Like FSU, BSU. Yeah, that's the name of them, BSU. 2 sacks from Florida State. Okay, cool, no problem. Notre Dame, way too much for Florida State. Now check this out. Riley Leonard, 215 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Steve Angeli, 37 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Now guess what? Jadarian Price, he always be scoring. 95 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Riley Leonard, 70 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns for a quarterback. Jeremiah Love, again, Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love, they always be scoring. 19 yards, 1 touchdown for Notre Dame. Now, that's cool right there. And guess what? They got 8 sacks today. Them boys came in and got 8 sacks today. And also, Luke Tallick, a 79 yards touchdown, pick 6 for Notre Dame. All right, Florida State 3, Notre Dame, number 10, 52, Notre Dame. Congratulations, y'all got their energy. I don't know who y'all, do they play Army or Navy, somebody like that next? I forgot who they play next. Now, congrats to Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Y'all got their energy. I'm gonna say it one more time. Now, Indiana, Michigan. Indiana, undefeated, top 10 team in the country. I'm telling you right now, hey, look, like I said, there are 2 top 10 good top 10 teams in the country. And the crazy part about the top 10 teams is that the one thing about the top 10 teams is that it's Oregon and Indiana, and they're both Big Ten teams. And they're top 10 teams as well. Now, not only that, this is what's crazy about the Big Ten. Well, the Big Ten and the SEC. But the Big Ten in particular, they're like the undefeated teams. SEC, traditionally, if you're an SEC fan, I don't care if you're Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, LSU, Texas A&M, Tennessee. It don't matter. Look, listen, if a 2-loss team in the SEC is pretty good. One thing about the SEC, now there's no disrespect to Big Ten. No disrespect, but the SEC, we beat up on each other, and we'll beat somebody else's ass. We beat our own ass and they whooped the other team's ass, even though we ain't even undefeated. That whole team can break all the records and we go in there and beat them, win that championship. But at any rate, like I said, I'm just giving credit and respect where credit and respect is due. Oregon and Indiana, yeah, like I said, they're the top. They're the top. No, they're the two I think two of the undefeated teams that are left. If I'm not mistaken, like I said, I don't have. I know that for a fact. I don't know who else is undefeated. I don't think nobody else is undefeated. But we'll get to that down to the nitty gritty of that stuff later on. But moving on, Indiana, 20. Michigan, 15. Michigan coming out there national championship, man. Woo! They done went way back. Michigan might not even be bowl eligible. If they lose, if they can't win no more games, Michigan might not even go to a bowl game. But Michigan 15, number 8 Indiana on 20. For Michigan, Davis Warren, 137 yards passing, no touchdowns. Khalil Mullings, 30 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. That's all they got. And then after that, they got 4 sacks. So they did get some sacks up in that thing. The defense did kind of show up a little bit. TJ got with 2 sacks, which ain't a bad outing for a defensive lineman. But Indiana, Curtis Rourke, 206 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Oh, excuse me. Omar Cooper Jr., 1 touchdown. Elijah Surratt, 1 touchdown. Indiana came in, ain't they got no sacks today. So, but at the same time, Indiana, they still play pretty good. Now, guess what? Indiana, who they playing next? Ohio State. And who Ohio State playing next? Indiana. And they got to go to Ohio State and play. I think, well, I'll get to my predictions on that whole thing in a minute. But it's going to be very interesting, though. But moving on, congratulations to the Hoosiers. Y'all got that energy. R.I.P. Bobby Knight. One of the best college coaches basketball coaches of all time. Moving on up, Tennessee and Mississippi State. Tennessee coming on through that thing. They got Georgia next week. Nico Alieva. I can never get that dude name right. But Mississippi State, 14, Tennessee, 33, number 17 in the country. But Michael Van Buren from Mississippi State, 92 yards passing, 1 interception. But Devon Booth, 125 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Johnny McDaniels, Johnny Daniels, 63 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, and they got no interceptions. They have no receiving touchdowns and no sacks as well. But Tennessee, Nico Alieva. Yeah, Liavia. All right. Nico Alieva, 174 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns for Nico Trico. Dylan Sampson, 149 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. And Dante Thornton Jr., Squirrel White with a touchdown for Tennessee as well. And the sacks, Tennessee got 4 sacks today, so they came in, handled business. Congratulations to Tennessee. Y'all got the energy. You got UGA's next Saturday night between the hedges in Athens. Oh man, that's gonna be hey, you already know what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be doing another stream on it's gonna be another late stream next Saturday too, y'all. So I'm gonna be streaming late after this game. So I'm just letting y'all know, whoever watching this live. But congratulations to the Tennessee Volunteers. Y'all got the energy. Moving on up, Washington, Penn State coming off that loss to Ohio State last week, but they rebounded today. Washington 6. That's Kalen DeBoer's, the current Alabama head coach, just came from Washington with Michael Penix Jr. Penn State, number 6 Penn State, 35. They came in and handled business as usual. Now for Washington, Drew Allar, 60 yards. Demond Williams Jr. I'm tripping. Demond Williams Jr. on Washington, 60 yards passing, no touchdowns. Will Rogers, 59 yards passing, no touchdown. Guess what? No touchdown for Washington. We'll skip all that. And they got no sacks neither. So Washington 6, Penn State, 35. Drew Allar, 220 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Katron Allen, 98 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Bo Pribula, 1 rushing touchdown. Tyler Warren, 2 rushing touchdowns for Penn State. And they got, Julian Fleming, 1 touchdown reception for Penn State. And they got 5 sacks. They came in and handled business today. But congratulations to the Penn State. Nittany Lions. Yeah, Nittany Lions. 35, Washington 6. Y'all got the energy. Texas, okay, in that SEC race for the SEC title. I'm telling you, the SEC title, the SEC, it's going to be real hard to find out who's going to go to the SEC championship game. Because like I said, everybody beat up on each other. But Florida 17, Texas 49 for Florida. Aiden Warner, 132 yards passing. No touchdowns, but just 2 interceptions. Jacoby Jackson, 116 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Jordan Ball, 88 yards rushing, 1 touchdown for Florida. And Florida only got 1 sack today. That's cool. Hey, you got that one in. But Texas, way too much. Quinn Ewers, 330 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. But put up numbers. Jared Gibson, 100 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Jaden Blue, 60 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Now, on to Matthew Golden. Okay, 64 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Quintrevon Wisner. Wow. Whoo. Dude got like 8 names for his first name. Quintrevon Wisner, 59 yards rushing, a touchdown. Isaiah Bond, 59 yards receiving, 1 touchdown for Quintrevon Wisner. Isaiah Bond, 55 yards receiving, 1 touchdown. Garner Him, 42 yards receiving, and 1 touchdown. Texas, also 1 sack, but Texas came in like game busters and put the whooping on Florida. So you went from Georgia to Florida. Hey, and Florida got LSU next week. Guess what? They might go there and get beat down again. But anyway, yeah, congratulations to the Texas Longhorns. I don't know why I can't talk today. Yeah, congratulations to the Texas Longhorns. Y'all got the energy. Now, here's the deal, man. Georgia Tech and Miami. Woo! Hey, let me tell y'all something. Georgia Tech, as good as I would say they mediocre at best. My deal with Georgia Tech is one of them right day, right time teams. This is what I mean by that is this right here. If you catch Georgia Tech, hold on for a second. Let me put this mic off real quick. All right, there it is. Now, if you play Georgia Tech on the right day at the right time, for them, they gonna beat you. Like at the beginning of the year, Florida State was ranked number 10. Well, they're non-existent now. Florida State was ranked number 10. And this at the beginning of the year, everybody thought Florida State was gonna, be that team. Georgia Tech, they came in to beat them. And then they came in and beat another team. I forgot what other team they came in and beat. It was a ranked team. They came in and beat them again, and they were unranked. Now they come in and play Miami. And they beat Miami, and the game was in Atlanta too. So the thing is that you play Georgia Tech on the right day, they gonna beat you. And this is exactly what happened. Ooh, this is exactly what happened today. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm falling asleep. Yeah, this was exactly what happened today. Georgia State. Not Georgia State, but Georgia Tech. I'm sorry, I said Georgia State. Georgia Tech is one of them teams. Play them at the right day, at the right time, they gonna beat you. Cam Ward, he got sacked a couple of times, and basically, Cristobal, you gotta do some better coaching, bruh, because y'all gonna be in some trouble. But let me go ahead and get to the scores again and go over the stats and everything. But Georgia Tech and Cam Ward got sacked at the end of the game too. But Georgia Tech wound up winning the game. But Miami is number 4 team in the country. Miami might be in some trouble too, man. Why y'all tripping about it? But Miami 23, number 4 Miami 23. Georgia Tech 28. Cam Ward 348 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and Elijah Arroyo 82 yards, one touchdown. Xavier Restrepo, 78 yards, one touchdown. And Isaiah Horton, one touchdown. Miami, no sacks, but guess what? Georgia Tech, them boys came through today. Aaron Philo, 67 yards passing, one touchdown. Haynes King, 32 yards passing, one touchdown. But guess what? Haynes King, 93 yards, one touchdown. Jamal Haynes, one rushing touchdown. And Malik Rutherford, one touchdown. Chris Lane, one touchdown. Now, Georgia Tech, them boys came today and got 3 sacks today. Georgia Tech went out there and played them boys like crazy. Now, here's the deal, y'all. This is the crazy part about it. So check this out right here. SMU, Clemson. Now remember, there are no more, hold on. I gotta hear this right here. Yeah, now Clemson, this is the ACC right now. Because of that Miami loss, that knocked Miami down to number 3 in the standings of the ACC. Yeah, you got SMU number 1, Clemson number 2, Miami number 3. So it could be a SMU Clemson ACC championship matchup for the ACC championship. Because of that Miami loss today, they put them out the standings for the ACC championship. But because I forgot. By Miami losing to an unranked team in Georgia Tech, that could have some. They may go to the playoffs, but they're gonna have to go on the road, man. For real. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Miami, this gonna put them way out. Matter of fact, I think Georgia's in a better position than Miami. But continuing on, let me go and continue on real quick though. And I'll get to everything else in a second. But I just want to throw that out there real quick. Now, moving on to Georgia, Ole Miss. Georgia, I don't know what's wrong with Georgia today. My dogs, I mean, they want to play good 1 minute, want to play bad the next minute. But let me go ahead. Georgia 10, number 3 team in the country, losing to the number 16 team in the country. Ole Miss, at one point. Ole Miss, they was a top 10 team at one point. But let me go ahead and get to what I'm getting to. Carson Beck, 186 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Nate Frazier, fumbling trouble. He got fumbleitis. 47 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. And Georgia, we didn't get not 1 touchdown, okay? But we did get 1 sack, but it don't matter. Ole Miss, they just came with the work today. They came and beat the shit out of our ass. Jackson Dart, 199 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jackson Dart, 50 yards rushing. Ulysses Bentley, the 4th, 28 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. And Antoine Wells Jr., 1 touchdown. And they got 5 sacks. So that Georgia offensive line, we got Tennessee next week, and we're going to be in some trouble in a minute. So this is the crazy part about it. Now, here's the deal. Now, let me go back here real quick. This is crazy. All right, so now that we're in the college football playoff ranking protocol now, this is the crazy part about it. Georgia, Ole Miss, Georgia, number 4 in the SEC. Ole Miss, number 5. Alabama, number 6. So Alabama will have to win now. It's something so very interesting. And then it's Tennessee, Texas A&M, and then Texas. But guess what? Georgia got Tennessee next week. The Georgia wins out. That's going to be another interesting dynamic right there, because Georgia beating Tennessee, beating Texas, that may just catapult Georgia at the top if they win next week. But then again, we still got Georgia Tech. Like I said, we don't know what Georgia Tech we're going to play. We don't know if we're going to get them on the right day and the right time in their standards, on the wrong day, wrong time on their standards. But I'm going to get to that in a second. But Georgia got Tennessee next week. Tennessee coming to Georgia next week. They got to play between the hedges. But let me go ahead and get back to the scores, and I get all those dynamics, those football dynamics in a minute. Ohio State, Purdue. Ohio State playing good as usual. The Buckeyes winning their handle business as usual. Winning at home against Purdue. They don't have Drew Brees no more. Of course, they don't have it. But at any rate, Purdue 0. Ohio State 45, number 2 team in the country. All right, Hudson Card, 108 yards passing, 1 touchdown. 1 interception for Purdue. no touchdowns, no rushing touchdowns, no interception. They was the only bright spot today that did get 1 sack on Will Howard for Purdue, Ohio State. But Ohio State 45, Will Howard 260 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Travion Henderson 85 yards, 1 touchdown, and Will Howard with the rushing touchdown as well. Jeremiah Smith 87 yards, 1 touchdown. G. Scott Jr. 1 touchdown. Emiko Egbuka 1 touchdown reception as well. And then guess what? Ohio State with 4 sacks on that bad boy. Them bad boys came up in that bad boy, and Lathan Ransom with the interception for 20, and he returned it for 24 yards, but it wasn't a touchdown. But congratulations to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Y'all got their energy, and that's cool. I don't know who they got next. Oh, my bad. Ohio State got Indiana next week. Yeah, they do got Indiana next. Now, congratulations to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Y'all got their energy. Now, them Oregon Ducks, shuggy duggy quack quack. Yeah, how about that? Memphis 18, Oregon 39, number 1 team in the country. Now, for Maryland, Billy Edwards Jr., 206 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Roman Hemby, 34 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Octavian Smith, 46 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. And no sacks today. For Oregon, shuggy duggy quack quack, Dylan Gabriel, 183 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. And Jordan James, 29 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Noah Whittington, 77 yards rushing, no touchdown. But Evan Stewart, Terrence Ferguson, and Janoris Wilson all with the touchdown for Oregon, and Oregon with 2 sacks. And Oregon, guess what? Oregon and Indiana still number 1 and number 2 in the division. But surprisingly, guess what though? Indiana is number 1 in the Big Ten relative to the conference play. So Oregon and Indiana will probably wind up going to the Big Ten championship. Now, if Ohio State beats Indiana next week, it may be a rematch of Ohio State. It may be a rematch of Ohio State and Oregon in the Big Ten championship. That's going to be very interesting right there. They still got to play Michigan, but they do got to play Michigan, and Michigan ain't been good this year. So Oregon, not Oregon, but Ohio State, they probably going to win that game. But Michigan, they've been playing like trash this year. Even with Jim Harbaugh, even though the offensive coordinator has taken over, but I think Ohio State should win that game. So we could see a rematch between Oregon and Oregon and Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. Now, with the like I said, the ACC, SMU, Clemson, they probably gonna wind up playing because of what they lost from Miami. That's gonna hurt them dearly. Miami, I can see Miami getting into it, but at the same time, I meant to throw this out there. Clemson still has to play South Carolina. So we don't know what could happen with that whole thing, but it is a out-of-conference game. But in conference, I think it might be Clemson and SMU in the ACC championship game. Now, needless to say, the SEC, the most interesting conference of them all. Because the SEC, man, it's a mad dog show right now. Georgia losing against Ole Miss, but guess what? Everybody beat everybody though. And I had a friend of mine, Travis Austin. He hit me up on Facebook. He asked me a question about it. He said, "I got a serious question. There's a lot of confusion about the SEC of what's going on. Who's gonna go to the SEC championship game?" And this is my whole thought. This is my whole take on it, right? My whole thought and my whole take up, and the answer that I had given him was that you're gonna have to, in the SEC, and I can only see this being for the SEC. We basically gonna have to wait inside. Well, I'm a Georgia fan, but inside. Well, whether we're inside the conference, whether your team is on the outside of the SEC or not, but I'm just particularly focused in on this right here. With the SEC, you're just gonna have to let that whole thing play out in the SEC. You really are, because here's the crazy part. This is the dynamic, okay? Alabama losing to Vanderbilt and losing to Tennessee. There's 2 conference games that they lost, okay? Georgia losing against Alabama and Ole Miss. Now, you got Tennessee. They've only lost against Arkansas. They got to play Georgia next week. I think Georgia, they're going to come out. Georgia's going to be amped up. They ain't not going to be playing next week. I like Georgia winning next week, but let's just say for the sake of hypotheticalness and just for this conversation that Georgia beats Tennessee. So now you got Alabama, Ole Miss, Tennessee. No, I'll say I call it the three. It's AGO3T. Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Tennessee. You talking about a 6-team lockup? Okay, Texas only lost 1 game, but Texas has to play Texas A&M. So you know that's gonna be a big game right there. I don't even know when they. Hold on, let me see something. What's Texas' record? Texas is. I forgot what Texas' record is. Hold on, let me see something here. Texas' record is. Yeah, they're well, hold on. Texas is 8-1. And they've only gotten 1 loss, and that was against Georgia. So this is the crazy part about it. Texas is so they've only gotten 1 loss. And Texas is they got to play A&M. I think that's the last game of this month too, if I'm not mistaken. Now, here's my deal right here. So they play Arkansas. No, they got to play Arkansas next week. Then they got to play Kentucky. And guess what? This is another interesting dynamic of the whole thing. Now they got Arkansas next. They're probably gonna win. They're gonna win that game. They got Kentucky at home. They're gonna win that game. But guess what though? They got to go to College Station, Texas, and play the Texas A&M. That's an interesting dynamic right there. So let's say Georgia wins next week, right? Georgia wins next week. Tennessee loses. So you got Alabama, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas A&M. Now, Texas, they got to go to College Station, and they got to go play the A&M Aggies. That game gonna be, that game. Everything is big in Texas. That's gonna be a big game right there. That's gonna be the determining factor of the SEC championship game. I think next week, that weekend, or that college football playoff show is on Sunday or either Tuesday. No, that college football show is on that Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, or that Saturday. But after that right there, after the championships, then that's when they're going to start locking in these playoff teams. But the SEC, I can see right now with the SEC, it's probably going to be, you talking about, hold on. I'm sorry, hold on. With the SEC, I'm thinking it could be possibly 4 to 5 teams. Of course, it's going to be Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee for that matter. Or better yet, Ole Miss may move up. Oh, matter of fact, now that I've done all the games, I'm doing all the games now. BYU, they're leading right now. Let me go ahead and go this thing real quick, and now I get into some other stuff. Now, with BYU, they're in the lead right now. Hold on for a second. Let me hit the refresh button, y'all. Refresh here. Hold on for a second. Refresh. All right, there we go. Now, BYU. Oh my God. Oh, okay. It's halftime. Oh man, this is crazy. Okay, it's halftime. BYU is losing unranked to unranked Utah, 21-10. Oh, that's a very interesting dynamic right there. So now I think I'm speaking too soon, y'all. BYU 21-10. BYU could wind up losing. Washington State, they're in control. They handling business, but we talking about 12-team playoff time. BYU is losing 10-21, and they're like the number 9 team in the country. Number 10, number 9 team. I think they're somewhere up there. Yeah, BYU, they're the number 9 team in the country. Now, this is the crazy part about it. BYU, Jeff Retzlaff, 106 yards passing, no touchdown. But guess what? Brandon Rose for Utah, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. And also Brent Kuthi for 1 touchdown. Rushing and Brent Kuthi for a receiving touchdown, and Michael Bernard. And 1 sack for BYU right now. But here's the crazy part about it. Now, we have another interesting dynamic. Now, let's just say if BYU loses tonight. Utah, they're 1-4 in the conference, okay? BYU's undefeated. That's another undefeated team. So you got Oregon, Army, Indiana, BYU. BYU down. It's halftime. But let's just say if BYU loses. BYU is probably going to drop 5 spots. I'm just going to let you know right now. I believe Alabama, Ole Miss is going to, because they beat Georgia, Ole Miss is going to go about 4 or 5 spots. Ole Miss is going to be right back in the playoff picture. Alabama already in the playoff picture. Alabama, they just relatively increased their rankings in terms of, playoff positioning. That's all Alabama has done. So Ole Miss moves up. Georgia's going to drop maybe like 3 or 4 spots. Miami, maybe 4 or 5 spots. So a lot of shakeup. If BYU loses tonight, that's going to be another. Ole Miss definitely going to be in the top. They're definitely going to move up in the top top 12 college football playoff spot. They're number 16. They're going to move up 4 spots. BYU loses, Miami losing, Georgia losing. You talking about 3 top 10 teams losing? That means that a lot of shuffling is going to be going around. So Alabama moving up. Now Georgia playing Tennessee next week. That's going to be a determining factor as well. So I think Georgia loses, they're out. Done deal. You forget about it if they lose next week. Tennessee lose, they're probably going to drop. They probably drop another, like maybe 4 or 5 spots. I think Tennessee would be in that top 12 team. So I'm thinking maybe like a five SEC team. The gathering of 5 teams in the SEC in the college football playoff. This is gonna be wild. Indiana, if they lose against Ohio State next week, they're probably gonna be out. I hate to say it. So it's gonna be probably Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State. So they're going to be in the top in the football playoff in a CFP college football playoff field of 12. And like I said, all these things are going to be changing from week to week anyway. This is just for the sake of saying right now. Oregon, they're going to be number 1. I don't think Oregon going to lose no more games. I think Oregon may just run the table. This is my opinion. They may lose again. I don't know who else Oregon plays, but they're going to be the Oregon still might be number 1 team running all the way out. So Oregon probably gonna get the first round bye. Ohio State, no, they may get a first round bye. Who knows? Depending on, because Indiana beat them, who knows? And Michigan may wind up beating them. Might sneak up and beat them. But I can see Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State. From the Big Ten. SEC, the ACC, Clemson, or maybe and possibly SMU. Miami, I think their chances are probably ruined. I don't know. BYU, because of BYU, if they lose tonight, that's going to knock them all the way out the whole thing. They're number 9 right now. You lose against Utah, BYU, y'all gone. You can forget about the college football playoff. Y'all gone. So they will make room for either another Big Ten team, SEC team, or Big Ten team, SEC team, or ACC team. So if BYU loses, that means that another team, I guess from the Power 4, Power 5 conference, I think it's Power 4 now, I think another team will probably wind up going in, that makes room for another team out of one of these respective conferences. But yeah, that's the show tonight. But tomorrow, NFL, I got a guest coming on tomorrow, NFL. I tried to get him tonight, but some things got, well, we'll greet the Sunday. I was trying to get them on tonight, but I know tonight it's 12:15. It's late stream tonight anyway, but he'll definitely be on him tomorrow. I'll be on 7 o'clock tomorrow too as well. I already got a time set up. I got a time set up for everything, so I'm gonna be ready tomorrow. So yeah, 7 o'clock tomorrow. I'll put out the notice. Y'all have a good night. Very interesting weekend in college football. Matter of fact, every Saturday is gonna be another interesting Saturday. I mean, every Saturday is gonna be an interesting Saturday in college football from here on out. In the playoffs, oh my God, whoo! I can't wait for that to happen. But catch me tomorrow, 7 o'clock, doing NFL games. We'll be going over scores, commentaries, and I'm also have my guest on it too. So I'll see you guys soon. See you guys tomorrow, or it's 12:15 right now. So I'll see you guys later on today in about 16, 17 hours. All right.